In today's video, we explored a site that is over 10,000 years old. Some of the earliest Native Americans in North America traveled here to gather materials for spear points and tools. This place is called Silver Mound and is located in Hickston, Wisconsin, and is arguably one of the most important archaeological sites in all of North America. Later in this video, we discovered red ochre cave paintings depicting thunderbirds and buffalo, to petroglyphs of unknown date and origin, countless artifacts, blades, and huge biface tools. So now, come with me and let's explore Silver Mound and all of its history in depth. How's it going, guys? I'm back with another video today. Me and my buddy here, Ben. This is Ben. He goes to lacrosse with me. We're both majoring in archaeology as of right now. But we're at a place today called Silver Mound. It's in Wisconsin. And this video is going to be all about the history. And I'm going to basically give you a tour of the place. We're actually looking for a cave site with petroglyphs right now, if you can believe that. And we could have passed it, but I'll bring you guys back once we find it. And this place is just beautiful. There's caves here. There's solidified sandstone, which is Hickston. This is one of the earliest sites in Wisconsin to find paleo and fluted Clovis points. So there's 12,000 years worth of history here. It's a beautiful site, it's a beautiful day. I'll bring you guys back when I find this cave. All right, so Ben's saying he found the cave. I'm gonna go check it out. Look at him go. He's a freaking athlete. Should be in the NFL. So, we're talking about Hickston. This is why the Native Americans were here. This is very low quality. The grains in this solidified sandstone aren't very close together. So when I say the word quality, that's what I mean. It's not that great of material. See, it doesn't sound like glass. If you get real nice quality Hickston, you'll bang on another rock, and it'll sound like glass. But that's not very good. Let's check up here and see if we got any caves. So what do we got, Ben? You got some caves up here? I don't know.
It's a crevice.
I don't think this is it. Smiley face right there. Smiling at you guys. No petroglyphs, oh, I know that.
That's probably a cave. Was, maybe.
Yeah. For sure not the main one, though.
No. That one's still been there.
Here, let me see. Oh yeah, it goes down in there. You guys want to take a peek, see what's down there? You guys see anything down there? I doubt it. You can just see all the artifacts here, all the material that they're napping. And this stuff comes out natural here. But all this is all artifacts. They're napping all of it. So all artifacts. 12,000 years worth of flint napping here at this site. Nice high quality stuff. But yeah, just tons of it. Tons of artifacts, tons of flakes. Beautiful site. You can just see all of it coming out of here. It's just absolutely insane. Me and Ben are still looking for that cave, guys. It's been about a half an hour now. Just look up here by this little rock shelter that got on top of this ridge. Just walking down. Got a nice little piece here. It's a little biface. Look at that. So this would have been probably paleo or archaic, just by the quality of the Hickston here. You can see how pretty that is, that nice yellow amber color. And there's a little nip to the tip there. broke off, but for sure you can see from the napping and the flat bottom. Could have maybe been used as a knife, but it's for sure a biface. And they probably would have made this into an arrowhead or a spear point, but it was either lost, dropped, or thrown away for whatever reason. But very cool artifact. I cannot take this with me like I normally would because this is a park and highly illegal. And even if it wasn't, this is a very important site and we would not want to screw up the archaeological record. But just want to show it to you guys. I'll put it right back in the same spot where I found it. But just a beautiful artifact. Nice, high quality Hickston. I already showed it to Ben, but Ben likes it as well.
Yeah,
so
it's a little wax.
Yep. Very cool, guys. Put it right back where I found it. It's got another artifact here for you guys. Just found it laying in between these rocks right here. Look at that. Looks like a little knife. A little pre-form, possibly. Put this one back with the other one, but just want to show you guys what they're trying to make here. Yeah, guessing this would have been a little knife. A little hand knife would have been held like this. Skinning out deer, buffalo, elk, whatever they're hunting. You can see this red type of silicified sandstone I just found here. This is also Hickston, but it's all dirty right now, so you can't really tell, but very low grade, but beautiful color. It's got those bright dark red splotches in it. Got some purple lines going throughout it. This would have made a great spear point. Very beautiful. Just want to show you guys different varieties of artifacts and material you can get here at this site, Silver Mound. That's great. Got another little artifact here for you guys. Nothing amazing, but for sure was at one point probably a blade or a knife. See how they utilize this edge right here. You can see the mapping. Wiped it off a little bit, but you got some lateral flakings going down that way on this. And on the other side you got the same thing. It's just harder to see it because it's cleaned up, but you can almost see it right about here. But pretty nice. And then on the other side it's broken off, so I'm guessing probably this would have been a big knife. This side either broke or they made it that way, but pretty beat up, but for sure what it is. They're using this for skinning animals. Pretty cool artifact. All right guys, we're coming up on what we believe to be the cave right now. It should have a Thunderbird petroglyph. You guys see that? Ben just fell. That's kind of funny. But like I was saying, there should be a Thunderbird petroglyph, and they may be a bear, I believe. But I guess we'll see once we get up here. But I really do think this is, I don't know, maybe this isn't the main cave. Yeah, it's decent size. Get up here and look. No, I thought it was bigger online. No, this is it. Look, red ochre. It's a Thunderbird wing right there. Look at that. Yeah, so this is the main one. And I believe that right there. Here, let me get my phone flashlight out. I believe that to be, I don't know. I read it online. Yeah, I think it was either a bear or a buffalo. But yeah, so I think that would have been the wing of the Thunderbird right there. And you got like the 5 feathers coming down. But most of it deteriorated away, which is sad. But I honestly think if you would flip over a few of these rocks, you might get petroglyphs with red ochre. I'm not going to disturb them though, of course, but you can see how the cave paintings, you know, fall down over time. You can see how this rock is just barely hanging in here, guys. But yeah, that's very cool. So this is the red ochre petroglyph. It's not as big as I thought it would be, but it's still very neat. Yeah, you can see the bird wing on there. Then the rest of the bird would have been on the left here as well, but deteriorated away over time. Too bad, but very cool, very neat. And there's the other one right there, most likely a bear. Could be a buffalo. You know, I see this either being the head and then the horns, or it being the 2 back legs and then the tail and the buffalo going this way, which that's how I think it is. I think the legs, another 2 pair of legs here, and then it would have been the head of the buffalo, and that's the tail right there. So you can kind of see that. Legs here down on the bottom, the butt, and then it going up that way. So yeah, the head and the front legs are eroded away. Very beautiful. There's one more petroglyph site at this site here at Silver Mound. This is painted with red ochre. This other petroglyph is pecked into the stone with rocks. It's granite stone and it's pecked in there. But no one knows where it is, but I saw it online, so I know it's here somewhere, but I'm gonna have to walk around and look for it. I know where the spot looks. So when I find it, I'll bring you guys back and maybe I'll find a few artifacts on the way back down, but pretty cool, guys. Very cool. You don't see petroglyphs like this every day, especially in the middle of Wisconsin, but this site has been used for 12,000 years. Very beautiful. Just imagine the paleo people napping in here and making food and showing their children how to nap and how to make artifacts and how to hunt for deer and elk and buffalo. Yeah, so I'm in the same cave as before, guys. Ben's right there. Yeah. But you should feel how cold it is way back in here. Very cold. You can see how they stacked rocks up in here. Remember, they're eroding away. I'll get my flashlight out to show you guys. Kind of scared right now because there's a bunch of spiders on the walls and cobwebs, but I want to in the future do a lot of cave exploring on the YouTube channel because it's something I've never done before, and I find it very interesting looking for petroglyphs and artifacts in caves. That's very cool. Ben here actually has a cave site.
Yeah.
In the future we might do some I don't know, some archaeological digs there because we're both going to La Crosse, both archaeology students.
Yeah.
So might try it out, but yeah, this place is cool. Too bad it doesn't go farther back, but just gotta imagine, because this isn't the original layer right here where the paleo people or the archaic people or the woodland people would have lived. Cave sites like this have been used for thousands and thousands of years. I mean, it's a natural house. So I was looking at the archaeological records of this site, and they actually found pottery here from the woodland time culture and tons of stuff. Look at that tree. You can see all the Hickson that came out there. That fallen down tree, that's pretty cool right there. But yeah, I'm gonna take some more videos of these petroglyphs, do a little probably slow-mo video for you guys and get some drone footage as well. But very cool site, guys. You can just see it on the walls. I believe there's no more petroglyphs, but when the early settlers first came here, they said there was just hundreds of petroglyphs made of red ochre on this cave and others in this area. But this is the main cave site, but it's just been silted in over the years. But like I said, the original layer would have been down a lot deeper, probably like 5-10 feet. I'm gonna show you guys this cool bottle.
Yeah, I found that one.
Yeah, Ben found it. I can't take credit for it, but it's a dad's root beer. That's pretty cool. I'd say it's probably from,
it's huge,
for sure, before the 80s. I don't know, probably 80s, 70s. Trying to find the date on there, which they usually are, but I can't read it. It's a little dirty. I believe it says 17.
Yeah, or 71.
Oh yeah, it's 71. So yeah, it's from the 70s. I was looking at it the wrong way. But yeah, I haven't done much bottle digging on the channel, but I have a very big bottle collection. Try to look for stuff a little older than this, but that's very cool. Too bad the paint on there is worn off. But very cool. 1971. Probably an archaeologist was drinking this and threw it on the ground. Very cool.
Yeah.
There's that petroglyph one last time. I'll get a good video of it, show it to you guys. Do a little slow-mo, play some music. But very cool site, guys. Love to see it. Beautiful area. It's October right now. October, what's the date, Ben? October 11th. So trees are starting to turn colors, but I don't know. Very calm site, very beautiful. It's a spiritual place. I mean, thousands of people lived here, died here, were buried here. Gather resources here. I'll go over here by this tree to show you all the Hickston. This is very low quality silicified sandstone, also known as sugar quartz. That's what they used to call it back in the early 1900s, late 1800s. This site has been hunted for just the last 100 years, but very beautiful stuff they got here. Yeah, very low quality stuff, but you can see they would have to actually dig down I'll show you guys the pits as we're walking out, but there's pits here at this site where they would dig down to get to the higher quality stuff. You can see this piece is pretty dirty, but it's higher quality than something like this. That's basically just sandstone, but the pressure over time would bring the grains together. Ben just fell again, that's pretty funny. But it would make the grains fit nice and tightly so you can nap it off and get nice flakes off and make spear points. And I'll go down by the guys and they're down there. There's some professional flint knappers and show you what some artifacts would look like from around here. Most of my woodland sites and even a few of my archaic sites here, not here, but in the county I hunt in, some of my sites, it's all silicified sandstone. I mean, this was the main place for that material. There's other sites for silicified sandstone around Wisconsin, but this is the main one, highest quality. But yeah, absolutely beautiful site. I mean, look at this stuff. You can't make this up. And just think, so this is the shelf on the rock shelter that's covering the cave. The cave's right down there. But just think of how many Native Americans, even the French settlers that came here in the late 1700s, early 1800s, that saw this exact site that I'm looking at right now. Absolutely beautiful, guys. Can't make this up. A lot of history here. Beautiful maple trees. Look at that. That's great. I'll get some good video for you guys. So just want to explain to you guys what's going on here. It's going to be hard to see on the GoPro footage, but I'll try to fly over this with the drone. But yeah, this is what you call a mining pit. You can see all this low quality silicified sandstone here. And the Native Americans would come here. This is probably at least 5,000 years old. They would mine down, way down deep. Of course it's collapsed, but I'll walk around so you guys can see it. And this is them getting the higher quality Hickston. Because like I said, Hickston forms under pressure. So as you go deeper underground, you get the better colors and the grains are tightly woven together. So yeah, you can see this little depression here, and there's just tons of these at this site. At the end of the video, I'll post LiDAR of the site so you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's just great stuff. And yeah, mining pit, you can see where it comes down like this and all the rocks. And then they would take the high quality stuff out, make bifaces, and go bring it to their campsites miles and miles away. But yeah, you can find this material all the way in Kentucky. All over you find it. There's a piece of high quality Hickston right there, that end of it. But great stuff. This is a great site, guys. And if you guys want to learn more about LiDAR, I'm going to be making a course. I'll probably drop it in, I don't know, 6-7 months. I'm working on a website right now, and I'm going to do courses on it about metal detecting, old copper culture, fur trade. You know, the stuff that no one really knows about. I get it, I'm a young kid, but some of the old timers I've talked to, I've just taken in every bit of information they gave me. And yeah, so the course is basically going to be the modern tools I found, like using Onyx, LiDAR, and how to find village sites, old copper sites, fur trade sites, because it's all different. And you can get lucky and find stuff, but really the river's the key. There's some other stuff I'd like to talk about on video here, but I'm gonna just add it in my course and I'll have that up probably sometime in the winter. But I'll talk a lot more about it in my upcoming videos. I mean, metal detecting, this almost looks like a Native American marker tree. It's not, because it's not old enough and it's not bent, but if you guys know anything about marker trees, this almost looks like one. Just thought I would show it. But yeah, very cool site. But yeah, course should be up in probably about 6-7 months. I've been working on it a lot. You guys are really gonna enjoy it. I don't know what the paywall is gonna be just yet, but if you're interested, I'll let you know more about it in the upcoming videos this fall. And I'm gonna start posting a lot more this fall, because this is the time I'm out in the woods at sites like Silver Mound and other sites that I found just recently metal detecting and looking for fur trade and old copper culture artifacts. If you don't know about that stuff quite yet because you're new to my channel, make sure you check out some of the sites they got on Facebook, like the Old Copper Culture Complex site and the Fur Trade Relics Facebook site that they got, and you'll learn a lot about it quickly, but they don't share a lot of the information about how to find this stuff on there like I do on my videos, and especially the course. So, woo, look at this right here. Yeah, that's for sure a mining pit. You can definitely see that here, and this is a real small one. You can see how deep down that is. That honestly might be a cave, that might not be a mining pit. Yeah, it could very well be collapsed. Yeah, look at that, that's very cool. Yeah, just stay with us, guys. We got a lot more history coming your way. I'm gonna try to go find that Petroglyph site, and then I'll have that interview with Paul Shannon at the end. Paul's wrote books on this site, on old copper culture. His book's called Patina. Make sure to check it out. That looks like maybe another market tree, but it's not old enough. If you guys want to learn about marker trees, Indian marker trees, that's what they're called, I have a video that I posted, I think it was this spring, on one of my fur trade sites, and there's a marker tree there. And that tree is old and dead, and it is definitely a marker tree. And I haven't found out what it's pointing to just yet, but I think it's another fur trade site it's pointing to. Just to explain the fur trade roughly, the fur trade lasted from 1740 all the way up to 1850 in Wisconsin, and that's when the early French and British settlers would trade with the Native Americans, trade their trade goods for beaver pelts and other pelts. So I have sites, Native American village sites and early French and British sites, where you can just find tons of tomahawks and trade axes and trade silver and rings and kettle copper and jewelry, and it's all sorts of fun with metal detector. And the French actually came to this site very briefly. There's records of it. It's more of just kind of a legend, and that is why it is called Silver Mound, is because the French and the early settlers believed that some ancient civilization was mining here for silver, but they're actually mining this site for Hickston silicified sandstone. This would be a very good little campsite right here on this peak. But yeah, thousands of years of history at this site, guys. Real nice. You could just imagine all the little wigwams and villages that they had set up here, just napping away, making artifacts. Look at this. Beautiful. So yeah, tons of artifacts and flakes the Native Americans were using. Trying to find a nice piece to show to you guys. Some high quality stuff. This is somewhat nicer quality. Put it back where it is. I just want to show it to you guys. Alright. So here's a nice little flake. You can see the purple in it. That pinkish whitish color. That's a nice piece of high quality Hickston. It's a really nice piece.
This one's got a bulb of percussion in there even.
Yeah, so for sure napped.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, real nice piece, Ben. Make sure you put that back though.
Yeah.
Where you found it. Yeah. But yeah, it's just cool looking at the stuff here. All the material the Native Americans were using for 12,000 plus years, this site. But what do you have up there for the cave, Ben?
I don't know.
Another piece of pink Hickston. Beautiful material. Hickston comes in all sorts of colors. Yellow, orange, red, pink, black, purple. It's like a whitish brown, but it's a very cool site, Silver Mound, that we're at right now. Very interesting, a lot of history.
But yeah, that's from up by Lake Scrooge.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. You found that around here? You found it around here? Yeah. So yeah, they're trading it. So yeah, woodland stemmed point. Little woodland stemmed point right here.
This is actually another nice piece.
This is made out of Prairie du Chien Chert. You can see that nice stem on there. Beautiful piece.
bring me
woodland.
that, I'll give you
Adelaide dart.
a Keokuk.
Here's another
I'll get more work
archaic
on
point.
it 'cause
Look at that.
Keokuk is
too easy and
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not very good at Keokuk. Thank you.
No, I can chip anything I can want on a Keokuk,
Beautiful
but
point.
it just doesn't look cool when it's done.
Well, yeah.
This would look
I have a
cool.
little tip damage to it right there, but that's great.
This is awesome material.
There's some broken bifaces, and
So the stuff
big
you find,
mounds.
you have a hard time finding this.
so this is high quality
Well,
Hickston right
yeah,
here.
I mean,
You can see it
I
right
got-
there, that
I got
orange color,
150
very
million tons
tightly
of it, but
grained.
yep, you
Solidified
break it, it's
sandstone.
all
That's
rough,
nice.
It's all checked and cracked.
Some other pieces that this guy
Is this from a
has.
quarry then?
I'm not actually sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this is just stuff that I found.
This is just part of his collection, but he's got big bifaces.
This I would assume came off of a nodule in a quarry.
I think that's just a leftover core after they took as many flakes as they could
Oh,
get.
Yeah, or it
Well,
could have been
they
a
aren't
biface.
usable
They're probably
until-
gonna trade this,
I
but
didn't know
it's
that.
not very
That-
good
that would be
solidified
why I struggled.
sandstone.
We gotta
Ooh,
take
I didn't
them
see
to
that.
Here's some nice
crazy.
Yeah, look at some of that
This one
stuff.
would, it's just kind of tricky to use.
Wow.
Very smooth.
Well, when you
Yeah, so
guys
this is a big
come out,
biface.
I'll show you my little.
It's got the cortex on one side.
Yeah.
I got a
crappy,
turkey roaster that I
low-grade stuff on the other.
For sure.
But it's got good
Oh,
quality
yeah.
right
I get
between
600
there.
degrees
I agree.
and I've been. So here's the problem with that piece is it's got a small little.
Nice little, probably a Madison point. That's really crude though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not 60 though. They probably were using it. Little arrowhead there.
Yeah, some of those I suspect might be just fails. You know, somebody
Yeah.
failed. You know, they're making one like not good enough. You know?
Well, you'd be surprised. I mean, you could use this. I mean, I'm sure you could probably kill an animal with something like this.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool collection you got. This is from Lake Superior Jasper. This was found around here, but this would have traveled very long ways to get to Silver Mound. Some more artifacts, mostly just rocks. You got anything else in there?
Probably not.
I mean,
I
well,
don't think
when
that
you
would be
see
wrong.
mine, you'll see mine.
It's
I
good
got-
quality stuff.
Very good quality.
Kind of like the piece you found today.
Yeah. Yeah, but this one has a better point on it.
Bit of a point. Yeah.
That piece I could have found probably could use more.
And this stuff I found out by the Kickapoo Valley.
Yeah.
These are all that chert,
Yeah.
different types of chert actually.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
And
But yeah, let me put these in a pile and I'll heat these up and then you can make
Jeff says this is a bear claw.
not a claw.
Yeah,
It's a tooth.
or tooth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bear tooth.
Yeah. You found that in a field?
No, oh no, I found it where I found all this Kickapoo Valley stuff, like the guy's garden.
That's funny.
But they dug it up
Just
and
on the shade.
took the gravel away, and
Bear tooth. Yeah, so that's
there was
for
pieces
sure.
of charcoal and stuff in there, so I know they had like a fire and everything.
Yeah,
And I found like that there. I figured they ate that, whatever that was. You
right,
know?
like a little ground dog or something. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, let me see that one spear point tip you got. Pretty machine. There it is. What's that? That's another really nice tip. It's too bad that's broke.
Yeah. These two pieces,
Yeah,
I believe,
walked around
were the same
I was in
blade,
you're missing
but
the
there's
middle
missing
part.
a piece out of the middle.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Is it just matches up and it's the same kind of rock? And
Yeah,
This is
yeah, definitely.
But maybe not, you know. But
Yeah, it's probably missing that middle part right there. You find it right together?
a couple feet apart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was some sort of.
Let me see that one other piece you got.
Those are the Hickston finds.
Yeah,
Now it's not saying
This
that,
one here?
yeah, that one.
because it's not.
Yeah, this is made out of Prairie du
that
Chien.
would have been here.
That's a nice spear point. Too bad it's
So it
broke,
was
but
brought here
you can see it. That's a very
after-
early point. You can tell by the flaking on it. Wow. Yeah, it's a very nice collection. You got pictures of any of the other stuff you found?
This is the perfect.
Yeah, I got some
hammerstone.
pictures
Yeah.
of it, but you know,
Got the big side.
not
got the
really-
little side for prepping.
I didn't
just
bring
something
any
that was never
photos
used.
on my
I
phone.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
We're all freshmen. Kellen just found, it looks like an axe, but it's not. It's just silicified sandstone. You can see where you would have thought it was an axe head. It is not, but still kind of a cool geo fact. But I got something pretty interesting here. See if you guys know what this is before I explain it. You can see how they napped all around it. This side, it's a lot more natural, but this is very low-grade Hickston. What I think happened here was they're probably caching it as a preform or a biface. They didn't take it for whatever reason. Maybe they just didn't come back for it, but for sure a beautiful biface piece of silicified sandstone. And they would have napped this out, a piece like this, and either brought it back to their campsite or traded it. Would have made this into a bunch of arrowheads, but this is the form they usually take it in. It's because it's the best way to store it and the best way to see if it's a good piece of silicified sandstone, napping out the edges of it. But you can see the napping on that thing. How's it going, guys? We just had probably the worst walk, at least the worst walk I've had in about 6 months. Just walked through a field full of buckthorn and bushes, yeah, just briars, and that really poked our legs. But we're on the west side of Silver Mound now, making our way to those petroglyphs. Just want to show you guys the view on the very top of it now. It gets very pretty up here with these maple trees, so I want to check back in with you guys, show it. But yeah, it's very beautiful up here on this hill. We're probably about 10 minutes away from the petroglyphs that I came here to show you guys today. But yeah, look at this. Look at these beautiful October trees, the leaves dying off of them. Got a pretty view. Yep, very beautiful in here, guys. Ben and Kellen are behind me right now. So yeah, about 10 minutes away. Stay tuned. I'll be back. Alright, so about 15 minutes since that last clip. I believe we have the petroglyphs here. You guys see them down in there? Yeah, that's look at this. Let me get my flashlight out for you guys. So what I was showing you yesterday in that one cave, those are red ochre cave paintings. But you can see where they pecked into the stone these petroglyphs. And this site is called the Rainy Day Petroglyph Site. You can see them in here. Let me get close up. Wow, those are beautiful. There's some more right here on the bottom. Okay, let me get in a little bit more. I'll just slide in, why not? But yeah, look at these. That's why we came all the way out here. That's for these petroglyphs.
Maybe.
Here, let me see. Someone, I think, carved their names in here. You spotted it. Here, shine your flashlight.
If you shine it like right, shine it like here. Yeah, you can see that pretty well.
Yeah. You guys see that? I know I can't.
There you go.
Probably-
Yeah, now the camera can see it
perfect.
really
Yeah,
well.
I'm probably getting it on the GoPro.
Yeah.
But yeah. These are for sure Native American right here, I know that. Here, let me shine my light on there one more time. But yeah, all Native American. But I'm sure it could be some white dude's initials on there as well. But very cool. Very cool. Something you don't see every day. Pretty far up walk we had to go on, but it's very interesting. I'm gonna take a few minutes, look at them, see if there's anything else. But I don't know what these drawings are, but I'd imagine these are a lot older than that last site. Wow. Because red ochre they use throughout time, but red ochre washes away very easily compared to pecking art like this. And they would have taken a stone, pecked these out, and then grinded it down to make these drawings on here. And no one really knows what they are. They speculate online that they're deer or birds, but looks like a lot of lines to me that are sprouting off, like right here. See the lines? Almost looks like a turkey foot. There's some other V shapes in the rocks, but yeah, they're just all over in this little rock shelter. I'm sure most of it's probably collapsed in, but wow, this is just a great petroglyph site. You can see kind of the backwards bow shape here. Looks like a upside down U. Some other shapes. Yeah, I like these a lot. Gonna get some nice slow-mo pics to put in the video. But yeah, it's hard to see the ones right here because it's so mossy on these rocks, but right here, this is the main petroglyph, and that's very easy to make out. So very cool. Is the walk worth it?
Yeah.
We did a pretty long walk. But
Yeah, it was rough, man.
yeah,
Those briars.
yeah, it looks a lot different online, but this is for sure it. We're gonna look around and see if we can find anything else. Sure was that one time. So yeah, I'll get some better videos, maybe go in there and get the flashlight.
There we
But
go.
this little cave here is just to the walls filled of rock art.
Yeah, it goes all the way around like last
There's
year.
a lot of lines here.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting. And the woods around it too. Here, I didn't really even show this, but there's a bunch of mining pits here as well. Mining pit here, just tons of mining pits going all the way up this hill. Small one there, mining pit there, mining pit there. Huge mining pit down here. Let me show it to you guys. Like I said before, they're using these mining pits to get Hickston, also known as silicified sandstone, out of the ground. Because the deeper you go, the better quality of silicified sandstone you get. And this valley here is just full of mining pits like this. I'm sure this cave was, at one time, it was either a big cave with a nice rock ledge, or it was probably used as a mining pit as well. But yeah, that's pretty deep down in there, those boys are. Come check it out. Alright, so here we are. Ben and Kellen are down there. That cave rock art I was showing you is right down here, about 10 yards. But I was looking up here, I see what I think is maybe a small cave. So I'm gonna check it out with you guys right now. You see silicified sandstone sticking out from the dirt right here. Doubt we're gonna find any more petroglyphs, but could be maybe a collapsed cave. Oh, doesn't look like it. Alright, let's go check it out. Either way, I got the camera out. So what we got here? Yeah, for sure not petroglyphs, but you can see silicified sandstone coming out. Very cool. Maybe at one point this was a collapsed cave with a rock ledge, but very hard to tell because it has been thousands of years before people have used these caves at Silver Mound. So it's very difficult to say, but I'm trying to go up on the ledge here, get some good views for you guys. See the sun setting right now. It's about 5 o'clock. There's some nice pieces of Hickston coming out. Almost looks like a biface. Probably not though, but little flakes from them making arrowheads. Nice piece of little white looking Hickston coming out right here. Here, let me get a video of the sunset. I'm sure some of you guys might enjoy that. But yeah, this is beautiful right here in the fall. See the sun trying to come out in between the trees. Look at that. Beautiful. Very sacred site here at Silver Mound. I was happy we got out here and saw the petroglyphs. Yeah, this is what it looks like above that cave, the petroglyphs down there. That cave has nothing that I could see, but about here, like 20 yards down, that's the cave with the petroglyphs. But yeah, very beautiful site, Silver Mound. Great day to come out here. I just want to introduce, this is Paul Schanen. Paul Schanen has wrote countless books of the archaeology of Wisconsin. If you can maybe touch base about your books, so my viewers might know where to start with their research.
Yeah, it's so I have 4 books out. 3 of them are available on Amazon. Native American Artifacts of Wisconsin, and it covers all the artifacts.
I have that book. It's a great book.
Oh, it covers even different types of materials, the most common materials. It covers some of the pottery. It scratches the surface of all the different types of artifacts you find. I did write one book because it always interested me. I spent a lot of time thinking about how a lot of stuff got lost. So Stone Stories is the only fictional thing I've ever done, but it's just a series of short stories talking about how some of the things that we find today may have been lost. And then kind of the opus magnum, if you will, the crowning achievement is definitely patina. It's a visual reference guide to prehistoric copper use in the western Great Lakes region,
also known as old copper culture. I have a few videos on my channel about old copper culture. So any of you guys that have seen those videos out there and want to know more about what I'm finding, I highly would want you to check out Paul's book, Patina.
The mound would have probably been burned on a regular basis to keep the rock exposed. And there's actually a layer of rock that goes around the mound. It's not at the top, it's not at the bottom. There's a mid layer where most of the best quality material is. And that rock was openly exposed, so early on it wouldn't have required much more than going up to it and knocking off a large spall to take and work. As time went on, they followed those bands farther in, and eventually had to dig into the side a little bit. And as you know, they're uncovering waste material too, because not a lot of the rock's no good. A lot of it's like cinder block or sandstone. So that material they'd be harvesting, throwing away, and in the process of doing that, they're filling in what someone worked on the previous season. So what you see there in the woods around Silver Mound is, hundreds of pits. And it's impressive to look at LiDAR or in person, but in reality, you're only seeing a tiny, tiny fraction of them, because every time people went there to mine along that same band, looking for the high quality Hickston, they're throwing out all the raw material that's not good, rough stuff, and filling in the pit right next to them. So you see the pits there now, and it's just a snapshot is all it is.
So do you think that the pits that are showing up on Silver Mound, those are more probably late archaic to woodland pits more than the
mostly probably yeah, I mean some of the pits, depending on where they're located, there could still be pits left from paleo activity. Matter of fact, maybe even likely, it just depends. And they were no different than we are. The easiest to get material would have been taken first, and everyone that came after had to work a little bit harder and go a little bit deeper, a little bit farther to find the good material. And that secondary activity would have filled in or covered over the earlier activities.
Can you talk about the paleo culture coming to Silver Mound and why they did this, and maybe touch base on the high grade Hickston and why they wanted it, and the color variations in it, and maybe even the spiritual aspect of why Silver Mound is so special to Wisconsin and the surrounding states in our area?
I don't think that anyone alive today can speak to the spiritual aspect of it. Who are we to say or to know? You're getting into guessing and theories, but you can just examine the facts. And I don't know that the color of the material or anything like that would have mattered. The bottom line is that the high quality Hixton, the good quality material, was it was an exceptional material to work. It made extremely fine points, very sharp, and it was a popular material in an area that is otherwise relatively poor with good quality materials. You go to some other places, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio River Valley, Illinois, there's out west, there's a lot of sources of different high grade materials. But when you get up into the western Great Lakes, there is not a lot of high grade good material. So if you were in this area or passing through this area, this would have been one of your only choices. And it definitely shows an archaeological record, and it shows that people came from a long ways. The tools that they were, when they came here, they were retooling. And when they came here, they were bringing with them knives and points and scrapers that were exhausted or nearly exhausted, throwing them away, making new pieces, and then leaving again. So by looking at the materials that we find around Silver Mound, we know that people were coming from Ontario, Alberta, the Dakotas, as far south as Kentucky, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois. I mean, the people that came to this mound prehistorically before horses, it's pretty mind-numbing how far people traveled to get the material.
Oh.
And is there a spiritual aspect to it? There probably was, but there's no. All we can talk to is to the facts.
Yeah, and part of that, I mean, there's petroglyphs like that Thunderbird, and the other petroglyphs I'm going to put the footage in this video for.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that shows the spiritual component.
Sure,
but you got to look at the facts, and the facts are, correct me if I am wrong on this, but there has been more Clovis and early paleo artifacts found at Silver Mound in the surrounding area than at any other site in Wisconsin.
for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah, it was definitely a focal point, but that's due in large part to the nature of the paleo lifestyle too. Traveling huge distances, and like I said, this is an island of resources in an otherwise pretty desolate area. So these paleo groups are following, megafauna across the countryside, and this is if they were going to go to the next spot over, they were going to be going a long ways before they had another opportunity to retool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting. I see, looking at the artifacts, I mean, all the Clovis and early paleo coming out of this area, but it wasn't only the paleo culture that was here. I mean, this site was been used for since archaic woodland, really 12,000 years worth of living and gathering the material of Hixton, sugar quartz, silicified sandstone, whatever you want to call it. But
Hixton silicified sandstone, yeah.
And
it was used continuously, paleo all the way up through Oneota. The only thing that really changed over time was how far it was moving from the source during different time periods. Early on, it can be found long distances, like we talked about.
Kentucky.
Early archaic, you can occasionally find it, as far away as Illinois. But it definitely didn't travel quite as far as it did in paleo times. And by the time you get into the middle and late archaic, it very seldom left Wisconsin. And if you're talking about woodland period, I don't think it did leave Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Or maybe northern Illinois.
And like we talked about before, there was paleo artifacts found in Kentucky made out of silicified sandstone.
Yeah, and all the way up into Ontario, and yeah.
And that's just utterly amazing. I mean, for how many people were around in that culture compared to the archaic and woodland and Oneota times, that those people were moving this finite resource and trading it and gathering it and harvesting it from Silver Mound and trading it across from
states and North America as a whole.
I don't think it was really necessarily. I don't think it was really being traded. You're talking about small family groups of people traveling that far, not trading it. They were traveling that far.
Yeah.
Following megafauna and different resources, not just megafauna. I think people fall into the trap of thinking that all these people did is eat woolly mammoth steaks all the time. And that's obviously not the case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were making the most of it. The megafauna was here at the time for that brief time before it went extinct, but they were certainly taking advantage of any resource. But they were on the move all the time because the megafauna would have been the easiest, the biggest, not the easiest, but it would have been the biggest meal ticket in town.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting, and I just want to introduce, this is Paul Schanen. Paul Schanen has wrote countless books of the archaeology of Wisconsin. If you can maybe touch base about your books, so my viewers might know where to start with their research.
It's so I have 4 books out. 3 of them are available on Amazon. Native American Artifacts of Wisconsin. It covers all the artifacts.
I have that book. It's a great book.
Oh, it covers even different types of materials, the most common materials. It covers some of the pottery. It scratches the surface of all the different types of artifacts you find. I did write one book because it always interested me. I spent a lot of time thinking about how a lot of stuff got lost. So Stone Stories is the only fictional thing I've ever done, but it's just a series of short stories talking about how some of the things that we find today may have been lost. And then kind of the opus magnum, if you will, the crowning achievement is definitely patina. It's a visual reference guide to prehistoric copper use in the western Great Lakes region,
also known as old copper culture. I have a few videos on my channel about old copper culture. So any of you guys that have seen those videos out there and want to know more about what I'm finding, I highly would want you to check out Paul's book, Patina. Anything else about that book, Patina?
The only thing I'll say about it is the last major work on any kind of copper classification had been done in the 1950s. It was long overdue. Spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, and looked at thousands and thousands and thousands of artifacts in museums and private collections.
Yeah.
To compile the new classification system, if you will, and I think it's worth checking out.
And I recommend all of Paul's books, but if you are interested in old copper culture, the oldest metal working in all of the world, potentially, as of now, it is old copper culture in North America. If you want to learn more about that, I highly recommend Paul's book, Patina. And it has a lot more information than I could ever teach to you guys. And I highly recommend it. It's a great book. Thank you guys for listening to this small interview with Paul Schanen. I'll put the link to Paul's books, whether it's on Amazon or his other websites, in the comments down or the description down below. And I highly recommend all of it. He has some great writings, very knowledgeable on Native American artifacts, old copper culture, and the history of North America as a whole.
Awesome, thank you.